Hello friends, today I want to talk about a very important aspect of your business. Friends, business is a numbers game, and if you want to understand your business better, you got to first learn to understand your numbers better. No, I don't mean getting expert at financials. I don't mean for that you get masters of understanding the numbers. But I definitely mean that you got to have basic financial literacy so that you can read your financials, so that you can analyze your numbers to take some logical decisions in your business. So it's important for you to understand certain financial parameters well in your business. Now, what are they? The first number, of course, is your sales. Something that drives your business. सेल है तो बिजनेस है, अगर सेल नहीं है तो कुछ भी नहीं है. And as business owners, I have seen that most of you have a reasonably good grip over the sales number of your business. The second number, which is very important, is your profits. Sale minus all your expenses is the profit. Something that you have earned out of your business. Something that you are eligible to take home for your own purpose, on own personal reasons. And you also have a reasonable understanding of the profits that you earn from your business in a particular period. But the third aspect which I want to talk about today is your cash flow. Something that is often ignored by many entrepreneurs, but something which is very important in your business. Because with better cash flow, with robust cash flow, it helps you to recruit good talent, retain your people, it helps you to adapt to technology, it helps you to expand, grow, develop your business. Cash flow determines the level of operational efficiency in your business. And therefore, it is important for you to be more alert, more mindful about why cash flow is so important in your business. So friends, today I want to talk about 5 key tips which you can use to improve your cash flow. Are you ready for that? Let's go. The first tip to improve your cash flow is your payment terms with your customers. Friends, after you have negotiated your scope of work, your deliverables and your pricing, it's important for you to make sure that you have articulated your payment terms very clearly with your customer. This is an important aspect of your business which is often ignored by many business owners, and this is where they make profit but it hampers their cash flow. So what can you do? There are levels of proposals that you can adopt. Number 1 is first ask for advance payment. Before you start working on that project, if you can get advance payment, there is nothing like it. But I do understand that it is not always possible to get such advance payment. In that case, you can check out if you can get 50% advance and 50% upon delivery. There is no harm in trying this out, right? If this is also not possible, because I do understand that there are many sectors where clients do not prefer to give you any advance payment. The point here is to be mindful, be alert about the credit period that you are giving to your clients. Do not ignore this part. Try and give as less credit as possible. See friends, we don't want to deliver our services and then end up chasing them for our payments, right? So make sure that you have clearly articulated your as less as possible payment terms in the contract itself upfront. It could be 15 days, it could be 30 days, but not more than 30 days. If the project is little longer, maybe more than 2 months, more than 3 months duration, then what you can also do is break down your project into smaller milestones. And as and when you deliver based on your milestones, you keep raising invoice and keep collecting money. Friends, we do not know when there could be difference of opinion with the clients, difference in understanding, and then we do not want to end up chasing them for our payments. So make sure that you have put down your payment terms very clearly and understood with your clients upfront. The second tip is issue your invoice in time. Sounds very simple and basic, right? But sometimes it's important to cover the basics as well. You must have a system in your company whereby once you have delivered your products or rendered your service, your invoice is immediately issued to your client. Please remember, your client is going to start counting the credit period from the day they receive your invoice. So do not delay in issuing the invoice, because the delay in issue of invoice is equal to delay in you getting money, you realizing your invoice. Now I have seen that in many companies there is a clear communication gap between their operations team and their accounts team. And due to this communication gap, the invoice often gets delayed in reaching to the client. Now, as a business owner, it is your responsibility, it is your duty to make sure that such communication gap does not exist. There is a clear coordination between these two teams that as soon as the invoice is due to be issued, it is issued by the accounts department to your clients. This system will ensure that that gap is reduced and your credit period immediately starts as soon as you have delivered your service. The third tip is follow up. Friends, the kind of clients that we are dealing with, the kind of companies that we serve, it is most likely that you are not going to get the money on the due date if you do not follow up. And therefore, it is important for you to make sure that you have a system of follow-up. Now what you can do is, maybe a week before the due date, you have the list of the clients from whom you have to receive money. You start intimating them in advance that this is the due date and this is the date on which our payment is due. Now there are various ways in which you can communicate with your clients, and that is from you can call up, you can WhatsApp message, you can email them. Also, it is important to understand that in spite of all this follow-up, if you are not getting the money in reasonable time, there is a system of escalation. If your accountant is not able to realize this invoice in time, after a few days, the matter has to be escalated to you, and you got to speak to the higher authority in that company and make sure that your invoice is realized within a reasonable period of time. This is very important. You can set your systems in your company so that you get a list of your clients whose invoices are getting due immediately, and also a list of clients whose invoices are over delayed. So there is something called aging analysis, which you can get the report, and depending on the delay, you can take your decisions. How do you want to follow up? How do you want to make sure that this money is realized as soon as possible? The fourth tip is having optimum inventory. Friends, those of you who are dealing with products, you have to make sure that you have optimum inventory with you. Now in most businesses, what happens is there are some products which are running fast and some products they don't go so quickly, and we call them slow moving items. After a while, these slow moving items become old items. They probably become outdated, out of fashion, and then you are not able to realize the market value that you expect. Friends, if you continue this inventory for a long period of time, it is possible that the market value of these inventory drastically reduces, and it is a big hit on your profit and loss account. So what you need to do? You got to have a system whereby you identify these slow moving items. The earlier you are able to identify, the better it is for you. Once you have spot these slow moving items, you got to have a clear system of liquidating them. Now you can come up with some discount offer on them. You can offer some incentive for it to get liquidated. You can actually bundle these items with other fast moving items, so that along with the fast moving items, these items also get liquidated. The point is that you've got to have a system of identifying these slow moving items and ensuring that you liquidate these items as soon as possible before they become old items. So make sure that you have an optimum level of inventory. Your control on inventory is absolutely essential, because you won't even know when your inventory has become old, outdated, and you will incur a big loss over a long period of time if you have not given your enough attention on this level of inventory. The fifth and the final tip is cost reduction. Friends, we say that penny saved is penny earned. Make sure that you are not incurring any expenses which are not necessary in your business. There are many expenses which are not deliberately incurred in any company. Now these are administrative expenses. These are often very small expenses that doesn't hit you on a standalone basis, but they cumulatively really have some impact on your profit and loss account. When we look at the P&L account of some companies and we ask the business owners, why are you incurring this expense? And the answer often is, we are incurring this because it is always being incurred. So the point is, there are mindless expenses which are incurred, which doesn't have a real impact on your revenue, on your sales. You have to be on the lookout for such expenses and try and stop these expenses. These are the leakages which you cannot afford to continue for a long time. These are small expenses which will accumulate and hit your P&L account. So stop these expenses, which are very important, and even a small rise in your bottom line is useful to you. So make sure that you are looking at your P&L account more closely and avoiding all these not required kind of expenses. So friends, these are the 5 tips to improve your cash flow. The first one is decide on the payment terms. Second, make sure that you issue the invoice well within the time. Third one is have a system of follow-up. Fourth, have optimum inventory and be aggressive on the inventory that is getting slow moving. And the last one is the cost reduction. Friends, look at your business and see if any of this tip is useful for you, which you can apply in your business to improve your cash flow. If you found this video useful, then click on the like button, and to get more such useful business tips and information which you can apply in your business to grow and scale up your business, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can keep getting such useful information. Thank you.